So all we know that phaeopyceae is commonly called as a brown algae. It is a class of algae commonly known as a brown algae, and they live in a marine aquatic habitats with a few exceptions that grow in a fresh water. Brown algae vary greatly in size and shape. They can range from a few millimeters up to 90 meters. The photosynthetic pigments present in phaeopyceae species are chlorophyll A and C, and other than that, carotenoids and xanthophyll are present. So carotenoids are the yellow or orange or red organic pigments that are produced by algae, and xanthophyll are also the major division of carotenoid group. And the brown algae vary greatly in size. As I told, the major xanthophyll in brown algae is phaeoxanthin, which gives the characteristics brown color. So next, the main plant body is differentiated into a holdfast and a stip and a front. The holdfast anchors the plant body to the substratum, and the stipe is a stem-like structure, and the front is a flattened leaf-like photosynthesis organ. The fronts of many species of phaeopyceae have gas-filled structures called pneumatocysts. They help the plant body to float. All the modes of reproduction are observed in the class of phaeopyceae. One is vegetative reproduction, which occurs by fragmentation, and asexual reproduction occurs by formation of motile zoophores, and a sexual reproduction takes place by the formation of gametes. So next, this is the morphological structures of phaeopyceae. And the morphological features of phaeopyceae are: the brown algae are photosynthetic, as I told, organisms containing chlorophyll A and C, and they contain carotenoids and xanthophylls. Some species of brown algae have gas-filled structures. They are called as pneumatocysts. And the phaeoxanthin is the main xanthophyll pigment which gives the brown color. The cell wall of phaeopyceae has two layers. One is innermost layer is made up of cellulose, and the outer layer is made up of alginic acid and succinic acid. So next, the carbon storage in the brown algae is in the form of laminarian. The laminarian means it is the storage of glucan found in a brown algae, and or it is also called as mannitol. Apart from the acting as a major carbon storage, it also acts as a osmoprotectant, which means the solutes which protects the cell under extreme osmotic stress by balancing the osmotic pressure. And they can reproduce via all the three modes of reproduction. One is vegetative, and asexual and sexual. The pear-shaped gametes have two laterally attached flagella. So next, the different species of brown algae have their characteristics modes of reproduction. Some can reproduce via more than one kind of reproduction. Next. So first is vegetative reproduction of phaeopyceae. Certain species of phaeopyceae reproduce via vegetative mode of reproduction, which means by fragmentation of the thallus. Thallus means a plant body that is not differentiated into stem or a leaf, and the lack of true roots and vascular system. And the certain species show the development of specialized branches of called propagula. Propagula means it is a unicellular product of sexual or asexual process, such as the zygotes and spores formed as a result of meiosis or a mitosis. So next, and asexual reproduction takes place by the means of zoophores, alphanospores formed inside the sporangia. So first one is by zoophores. The formation of zoophores is most common in all the members of phaeopyceae except in the Dictyota or a fucus. Dictyota means it's a genus of brown algae in a family of Dictyotaceae. The formation of zoophores is most common in the members of phaeopyceae in a Dictyota or a fucus. The zoophores are piriform and biflagellate. The anterior flagellum is a larger than posterior one except in Ficalus, in dictyotes, and single flagellum is found in a zoophores. The zoophores are produced inside the zoosporangia, which may be of two types. One is unilocular sporangia and multilocular. And the unilocular sporangia may be terminal or a intercalary in position. In each sporangium, it is 64 to 128 zoophores are produced. At the time of formation of zoophores, reduction of the division takes place, and the zoophores are haploid and they germinate into haploid thalli. In some cases of punctuates or cephaloceres or cordials, the zoophores behave as a gametes units, and it is the pace. This is the example of origin of a sex. The next. The pellucular sporangia are also terminal in position. All the cells of sporangia are diploid and give rise to a diploid zoophores, such as zoophores will be rise to sporophytes. The multicular sporangia are known as Ficalus. The Ficalus are it is also one of the order of brown algae. And by alphanospores, sometimes the unilocular sporangia, instead of producing zoophores, the alphanospores may be produced. They can non-motile and without flagella. Example, dictyotales. The first division always reductional. The alphanospores are always less in number. In dictyota, 4 alphanospores, and in zonaria, 8 sporangium are produced. So next. Here we can see the picture of asexual reproduction of phaeopyceae. It occurs by the formation of zoophores. The zoophores, we can see they were born within the diploid saprophytes, and the zoophores are formed within either unilocular sporangia or the plurilocular sporangia. The ones formed within the unilocular sporangia are haploid and give rise to haploid thallus, and the one formed within the pellucular sporangia are diploid and they give rise to diploid thallus. The next is this is a picture of sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction of brown alga, we can see. And the next, importance of phaeopyceae. So next. So as I told, phaeopyceae is known as a brown algae. It is have found various commercial uses over the years since their discovery. They are rich in various rare nutrients, hence used as edibles also, and they are also used in other industries like soap, fertilizers, baking industries, etc. And here we can see the popular brown algae. One is a seaweed, kelp, and a sargass weed. They are rich in organic acid, so they are extracted commercially and used as a thickening agent in various packaged food items across the world. They are popularly used in baking industries and making ice creams, and also in the stabilizing agent also. And the brown algae were used as natural source of iodine and potash, and to treat the goiter. A brown algae called kelp is used to produce a soda ash, which is very rich in iodine and alkali. They are also used in the manufacture of glass and surgical threads, and they used to make the battery anode to stabilize. Thank you. Thank you, sir.